Yo, what's going on today, guys? It's Sam or Samito. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a highly anticipated video that people have been asking me to do for a long time. They've been like, Sam, I need a Hanzo guide. Like, Sam, please make a Hanzo guide. So today I'm finally going to do that for you guys. I'm going to be talking about what you can do to improve on Hanzo with the new Hanzo and his new abilities. A lot of people haven't quite figured him out yet. Those of us who have, you know, I was able to hit rank 1 playing this Hanzo. Carpe and Zach were like, no, give me rank 1. And I was like, okay, those guys are insane at the video game. So that's totally fine. But hopefully over time, if you guys pay attention to this video and what I teach you in this video, you guys will hopefully have Hanzo stats like this one day, where you just have insane win rates. Because really, honestly, like, aside from aim, which what you're going to want to do to practice your aim is going to the practice range. I will talk to you more about that in a bit, but it's very important to learn this hero's abilities, learn how to use them in the right situations. Like, you can have mediocre aim and still be pretty good at Hanzo, but I'm going to teach you guys as much as I can about the hero in this video. So first, before I talk about aim practice and all these other things, I want to talk to you guys about Hanzo's abilities and what was changed and why they were changed and how you can exploit them to the max potential. Sonic kind of, got a lower cooldown, lower radius, lower duration, so you can just have Sonic up more frequently. One thing I love to do is put a Sonic in Reinhardt shields, and the reason why I want to do that, right at Reinhardt's head, right above Reinhardt's head is where you want to put it, because when Reinhardt actually drops his shield, the Sonic arrow will drop to the floor. So there have been times where I've shot a Sonic into his shield, and Reinhardt's dropped his shield, and it's landed in his head and done max headshot damage. I've also had him drop it on other squishies and one-hit them as well. I'm pretty sure it also renews the Sonic time. I might be incorrect, but you guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But always aim for Reinhardt shields. Well, not always, but if their team is all playing behind a shield, put the Sonic right above Reinhardt's head, just right where if he drops it, it'll hit him in the head. But Sonic Arrow, very straightforward. But now Storm Arrow, guys. Storm Arrow is an ability that has a lot of potential. I like to use it in a couple ways. If I'm contesting high ground on, say, Sky Industries against another Hanzo, or I'm about to fight another squishy, I'm going to save it to fight that squishy. But if my team is initiating from a distance, I want to put as many Storm Arrows as I can into the enemy Reinhardt shield to help my team win shield fight. It's all about alternating that. So one combo that I love when it comes to fighting squishies is pre-charging an arrow around a corner, shooting them in the body, damn it, Sam, shooting them in the body, and then immediately pulling out your Storm Arrow to one-tap whoever that is, right? So with Storm Arrow, how it is right now, you can instantly shoot somebody in the body and then pull out Storm Arrow right after that and instantly kill the squishy, which is very, very useful when fighting enemy Hanzos. You don't want to fight another Hanzo and they have Storm Arrow up and you don't, just because you're at a really big disadvantage. So what you're going to want to do is wait around so they LOS them, wait for your cooldown to come back, climb up, shoot them in the body, and then quickly press E and pull out Storm Arrow and just two-tap them, right? A lot of players don't have time to react to that, and that's why it's actually a really, really good ability. You also want to try and play high ground on Hanzo when you're shooting down on people. You want to play at a slightly higher angle, and you don't really want to play very, very long range. I would say the best place to play Hanzo is that medium to long range, and even short range sometimes, depending on who you're fighting. But I like to play Hanzo at this mid-range kind of area. That's where, like, you're at the least risk, but you can still put out a lot of damage from mid-range, like where all other DPS heroes will generally get fall-off damage. You can sit back and put in safe range damage while playing next to your healers. So that's a very, very good way to play Hanzo, is that mid-range. Use your Storm Arrow after you tag somebody once to quickly finish off a kill before they can really react. It works very, very well. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about Hanzo now as well is kind of leading your shots and how should I aim? A lot of people always come up to me, they're like, Sam, how should I aim my shots? Like, what do I need to do? How can you hit these targets? How do you know where they're going to go? So generally, projectiles are about leading shots. When you're playing mid-range, it's about leading shots. But when you're closer, you obviously can hit more flick shots and hit shots like that where you can quickly flick and easily click on their heads. But, for example, I'm going to play a clip right now where I saw a Zarya trying to come around the corner, right? So this is my LOS, and the Zarya is trying to come around this corner right here, and she's kind of like AD strafing. You don't want to try and track them through that. You want to predict where they're going to be. So what I usually do, if it's just a Zarya and there's no other DPS, I'll Sonic it or something, and I know that she has to cross this point to get out of my line of sight. The way for her to get to safety is crossing that point. So I know she's going to do that. So I'm going to try and read her movements. Wait for targets to jump as well sometimes. It's very easy to hit a jumping target because, like, you know where they're going to land, right? Their trajectory is set. So it's very, very easy to predict where they're going to go if their trajectory is set. But if they're AD spamming and stuff, it's much harder to hit a target. So what you're going to want to do is, while the Zarya is kind of going around, wait for them to come across this area. Wait for them right when they're trying to get across and just shoot at the head level. and you'll hit a lot of headshots. I'm going to play a clip right now where I got a 6K because I did that.
Oh, I'm getting farmed. You're insane.
Alright. Now again, in terms of practicing your aim, the best thing I can tell you is to go into the practice range or set up skirmishes. The best place to practice your aim is not in regular games. You can get hundreds of more shots off, maybe even thousands in a good practice range run through. Then you'll be able to get in any game, and it helps you develop the muscle memory that you need to get good at the hero. So it's much better to just wait. Is this guy not going to spawn back in? Okay, there we go. That's what I was thinking. But you can get way more shots off in the practice range than you could anywhere else in the game. So go in the practice range, learn how to set up skirmishes with headshot only, or not even headshot only, where you can get a bunch of health and you know the enemies just like have headshot only and they can't really kill you. It's just much better for practicing, to be totally honest with you. Like, you're not going to get the practice that you need to get good aim on this hero in regular matchmaking. You need to just go in the practice range for literally an hour every day and practice your flicks. And I'm telling you guys, you will see a big difference in your play and in your aim if you actually just sit down and practice for a little bit. The more you practice, the better off you'll be. So just promise me that you'll sit down and practice if you want to improve. That's the best way to go about it. Now I want to talk briefly about target priority and who you should be focusing in fights. It really depends, right? Like, playing a DPS hero is kind of all about analyzing who you need to be shooting at what point in time. And I've learned a couple things in this meta where you usually see, I'm assuming the enemy team comp is Rein, Zarya, Zen, Mercy, and Brigade with a Hanzo. If your tanks are losing the tank fight, right, and their Hanzo isn't doing a whole lot, you know, I think a good thing to do would be to tank bust, right? Focus on a shield break, winning shield fight to help your Reinhardt, punishing the enemy tanks when they try to punish your Reinhardt, and protecting your tanks, and just be ready to punish enemy tank players if they're overextending and killing your tanks. You know, that's kind of how you have to play it in that situation. But if the enemy Hanzo is putting in work, and listen, if you're going to play Hanzo, you need to be able to win the Hanzo fights, right? Like, that's what you sign up for, right? You need to be able to win the DPS fights, because if you're playing DPS, you need to outfrag the other DPS, and that's just how it works, okay? So fighting that enemy Hanzo is good if your teammates are losing the fights to him, and punishing tanks are good if your tanks are consistently losing fights there. It's really important to be talking to your team and seeing where you can help out the most, especially if you're playing solo DPS. For me, at least, since I know I'm good at the hero, I'll look to take the DPS fights and kill their DPS, but if my tanks are losing, then I need to help my tanks and focus the enemy Reinhardt while kind of LOSing and keeping the enemy Hanzo in check. It can be very, very difficult to do sometimes, but having that kind of situational awareness to know who you need to focus to help your team win the fight, like, think about it like this. If their Reinhardt is killing your team, then you need to kill their Reinhardt to keep your team alive. And then that'll help you. That'll be your win condition, right? If you kill their Rein because he's overextending and killing your whole team, then your team will win the game because you're killing their Reinhardt, and your teammates you're able to keep your teammates alive. And that's very, very important on the hero. So I hope that kind of helped. I know it's a very, very vague description, but like without specific examples on screen, I can't really explain that too well to you guys. But I hope you guys get the general point. Learn how to read the situation. Learn about, thank you for that sub, by the way, dude. But learn what's killing your team and learn how to outplay it on the hero. If it's a Reinhardt, you know, whip out your Storm Arrow and just spam him every time he drops a shield. Aim for his head and just spam him. Put a bunch of damage into him. You know, Dragon Strike to keep him off your team. You know, I'm going to talk about dragons next. But Dragon Strike them to zone and create space for your team. I just throw my dragons around a lot. You don't have to be too careful with your dragons unless your Zarya is close to grab, which I'm going to talk about now. Alright, so let's talk about comboing and this combo meta. There's certain ways that you need to use your combo to win the match. Damage boosted Hanzo Dragon does 260 damage per second. Transcendence Healing does 300. So as long as your Reinhardt can fire strike into the enemy team and you can get in the position to even body shot people while they're in the dragons, you'll definitely be able to team wipe through those dragons. Now, the question then becomes, when do I want to use my dragons? And this is something that I'm going to try and explain as briefly as possible, but it depends on the game mode and if you're attacking and defending as to whether or not you should combo. So if you're defending on, say, 2CP, right, and you have your combo and they're about to have their combo, you don't want to use your combo one fight when they're not using their combo, because guess what's going to happen if you use your combo when there's 4 minutes on the clock and you're defending Volskaya Industries' second point? You're going to team wipe that one fight by 30 to 45 seconds for your team, and then they're going to come in and combo you, and then you lose the map with 3 minutes left. Right, and they have a bunch of time. So what you need to do, and I try to explain this to so many Zaryas, but they don't seem to understand, unless you are going to lose the fight, right? Unless they somehow get some crazy initiation that forces you to use your combo, you're going to want to wait to counter ult. for a couple reasons. One, say they combo you and you're in your Transcendence, and then you guys combo them, right? So say, I'm gonna paint on that time, 1 second. So they are pushing in this way, right? They're coming in main, and they have their combo, right? And you have your combo and they have theirs. So if they combo you guys here, like combo your team here, and you and your Mercy are playing like here on this balcony or whatever, right? And you guys combo them here, guess what's gonna happen, right? You guys probably are just gonna trade deaths, right? So like you say you're gonna kill 3 people here, and they kill, say, 3 people here. But guess what happens? Those 3 people that you killed on their team are going to have long spawn. So your teammates are going to be able to stall this point until you come back with your spawns. And odds are you guys are going to overwhelm those 3 that were here on the point. And then they're going to have to reset, and they're not going to, their win condition is no longer their combo. But if you had comboed the fight before, right, they come in with their combo, and you can't get those 3 kills here. And then all of a sudden, instead of a 3v3, it's a 6v3, and they cap the point with 3 minutes, and you're not holding them off, right? So when you're defending on like maps like 2CP, or even payload maps, or anything like that, if you're defending, you don't want to combo first unless you are already going to lose the team fight. Unless their Hanzo has gotten 2 entry picks on your Brigette and your Zenyatta. Then you say Zarya, Grav, then you threw your dragon in there, and then you still win that team fight because your Reinhardt can swing into it, and then it'll hold them off. But if that team forces your combo first, then they're going to be able to come and wipe with their combo the next fight, most likely. So when you're defending, it's about counter-ulting. When you're attacking, it's about forcing the enemy ults before you combo, so you can use your combo to win the team fights. Or, you know, making it that they don't get anything from their combo. And that's something that I've been trying to explain to a lot of Zarya players that they don't really seem to understand. And again, I could elaborate on this more. It's very, very difficult. But, you know, duo, if you want to climb, duo with a Zarya, or even trio with a Zarya and a Mercy, and literally just learn how to combo. And I promise you guys, if you learn how to counter combo and how to combo and when to use your ults, this meta comes down to ult economy. It really does. Like, you can win games solely based off ult economy. I say it plays a very major role in this meta. If you learn how to counter combo, I guarantee you, you'll go from gold to diamond easy peasy. Literally, it's ult management. You could do nothing for 3 straight minutes and get a good combo off and win the game. That's really what it is. And then all you have to do is shut down their combos and you'll win. But this is a great way to do it, and I hope you guys understand that about dragons and comboing in this meta. It's all about when you do it, and when you do it is dependent on what game mode you're playing, if you're attacking or defending, or if you're going to be losing the team fight. So I hope that helped. If you guys have questions, I'll be answering them down in the description. And let's just get back into dragoning now. So on the topic of dragons, which is what we just covered, there's one way that, there's multiple ways that you can use your dragon that I like to use mine as well. I like to use mine for zoning sometimes. I'm going to be talking about the zoning dragon real quick. As Hanzo, as you guys know, you can build your dragons very, very quickly. If your Zarya is going to get combo before you, just shoot at the tanks a bunch with your storm arrow and you'll get it very, very quickly. So, but I like to use my dragons in a couple ways. Say my team is pushing in this way, okay? And, you know, the objective is back there. Sometimes I like to dragon right down the middle to force the team to either rotate to the right or rotate to the left. And in that time frame, my tanks are able to initiate and push up. So you can use your dragon not only for kill potential, but to create a lot of space to your team to get them into positions where they're going to be able to pop off, I guess. So like, again, I keep using Volskaya as an example because Volskaya is a very good Hanzo map. When you're attacking that second point, if you dragon in this way, hold on, I'm gonna get my dragon back really quick. This is gonna take me 10 seconds, chat. I apologize. Okay, hurry up. Get dragon, get dragon, get dragon. Come on. Come on, and okay, there we go. So if I dragon in right here, the teammates playing on the right side would have to rotate to the right, and their Reinhardt might get split from their team on the left. So that'll give my team the chance to punish the Reinhardt that's sitting right here, and that can give us an entry pick. Right, so learn about corridors, learn about zoning teams and splitting teams up. You can use your dragon just to disrupt the enemy team's motion and then punish their team when they're out of position. You can force them into positions where your team can punish. And that's one thing that people really take for granted when it comes to dragoning. If you're a good Hanzo and you're good at getting eliminations and getting kills, learning the zoning dragon and learning how to zone with your dragon can be really, really useful to you. Because once you split the team, you can actually get picks on the team, and it allows your team to initiate. So if your team's having trouble initiating, dragon could be the one thing that can get them into the fight. So don't take that part of the dragon strike for granted. If you learn how to use it, it'll be really, really good. I also recommend Sonic Angle for your dragons. That also helps quite a bit. that's something that I've learned. Like I always like to Sonic an area and then use my dragon just so I have better vision. Oh no way, dude. Okay, but whatever. I think you guys get it at this point. I think that's all I have to do for today's Hanzo guide. I know it's very, very short. I wanted to do a very, very basic Hanzo guide. If you guys are more interested in me doing videos talking about how to win in this meta and talking about more situations where you should be counter-ulting and when to grab and when to combo and when not to combo, let me know, because a lot of people, even in Grandmaster, don't understand when they should be using their grabs. Like, they see grabs as, you know, okay, this is our one team fight. But, like, they're not looking at the bigger picture and they're saying, okay, this is how we hold them for the entire rest of the point. Like, you should be playing to full hold. You shouldn't be playing to hold 1 point. And if you use your combos well, you can full hold. So, just keep that in mind. I will catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to leave some feedback down below. If you guys have questions, I will answer them down in the comments. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.